US Bank is quietly approving larger business credit limits, but it's only for people that check very specific boxes. Most people don't notice, but if you go in there with the wrong approach, you will get denied. So in this video, I'm going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how US Bank is going to be underwriting in 2026. There's some major loopholes that you'll want to know about that can greatly increase your approval odds. So let's go ahead and get right into the video. All right, so we are at my computer and we are on US Bank's website. So the first place that we want to start is with their business bank accounts. Now, do you need a business bank account? No. All right, that's just a fact. You don't necessarily need one with US Bank, but if you want to maximize your potential with them, it is going to be helpful for you to get one. Now, especially if you're trying to build a relationship with them and you want to kind of just have all of your accounts, your funding sources, all of that with one bank, that's definitely where you'll want to set up a business checking account. And what I always tell people is you don't want to get too crazy with this. All right, for most businesses, US Bank Business Essentials is going to be perfectly fine. You get the unlimited digital transactions, free mobile card reader, if you want to process transactions and get into that, free same day access to funds, which is always important. So that's really kind of where you want to go with the business checking account. Now, here's where I want to kind of talk about a few things. US Bank, they have been changing a lot, and this is kind of like all banks for the most part. What we've been seeing is that with a lot of these banks, they're starting not to really like new businesses, new LLCs, new corporations, that type of thing. Especially if you're coming in there, you don't have any other business funding, you have no business trade lines, and you have a brand new spanking LLC. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get some of those bigger limits. Okay, that's just a fact. That's just how things have been going over the last couple of months here. So I do want to mention that it's not impossible for you to get business funding. That's not what I'm saying. If you have a new LLC, just don't expect to be getting these gaudy numbers that you may see online. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. So the next thing that we want to talk about is the business credit cards. And before I dive into this, if you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. So with these business credit cards, US Bank does have a bunch of them. Okay, they got a lot of them. And depending on what you're looking for, any one of these could be a good fit for you. The card that I usually like to recommend to people is going to be the US Bank Business Platinum card. All right, at the making of the video, you'll be able to get 0% interest for 12 billing cycles. Now you want to pay attention because sometimes this card will have 18 months. Yes, 18 months of 0% interest depending on the time of year and when you catch the offer. So kind of be on the lookout for that. 12 is like the minimum they usually have for this card, but it does go up to 18 months. So again, just be on the lookout for that. There's no annual fee. This card doesn't have any rewards. This is like a 0% interest card. So again, if you're a startup, this is like a good card to start with because you want to try to maximize that 0% interest APR period if you're trying to get the business off the ground, get it going, things of that nature. Now, with these credit cards with US Bank, there's a lot of things that you want to try to do to, get maybe a higher limit to start off with. Like I told you guys earlier in the video, the newer LLCs, they've been having a bit of a problem with just a lot of these banks. If you don't have either business trade lines already, or you don't have like a lot of comparable credit on the personal side as well. But what can help get that is, having somebody at the bank, not just like somebody just running at the branch, but having like a higher up business relationship manager. Those type of things do really help. Now that's something that we help people with inside of our funding mentorship program. And if you're a person that's kind of tired of guessing and trying to figure this out on your own, you want to learn more information about that, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment. Now there is one more card that they have, and it's the Business Altitude Power. That is pretty good. Now this card does have an annual fee, but it's like one of those travel cards, so to speak, right? There is a hefty sign-up bonus, 75,000 points if you spend $10,000 in the first 120 days. but you get it's 2x points on all purchases. There's no caps, there's no limits, no nothing, right? You get 2.5 points on up to $5,000 in combined mobile wallet and virtual card purchases as well. So if you use Apple Pay a lot, this is a card to use. And then you get 6 points on prepaid hotels, car rentals booked directly in the reward center when you use this card. So that's another very good setup with that as well. So next, we're going to be diving into the business lines of credit. So with US Bank and their business lines of credit, typically you can get up to $250,000. If you get anywhere close to that, you're gonna have to show financials. But here's a little sneak peek I want to give to if you are a startup. Okay, now if you are in like a specific sector of time that you started your business, this could be, maybe you started your business 6 months ago and you're in that 6 months to 10 months window. There is an opportunity for you to still potentially get a no doc business line of credit from US Bank. It's a little loophole that they have where, as a new business, you haven't been required to file taxes as of yet. So, you're not going to be required to show a P&L, balance sheet, anything like that. And you'll have the opportunity to get a no doc business line of credit. I don't expect to get, 100,000 or 8,000. It's going to be in probably like in that 25 to 50K range if you're able to do that. But again, if you're a business that kind of is in that range, you will and could have opportunity to get the business line of credit with not having to show any financials. Okay. So, but other than that, if you're a business that's a year old, 2 years old, 5 years old, etc., you will have to show at least 1 year of tax returns to get the business line of credit. And that goes for any amount. It could be 50K, 100K, 150K, whatever the number is that you're trying to get. You will need at least 1 year of tax returns up to about 250,000. Once you get past that, banks usually require a full financial packet, which is going to be typically balance sheets, 2 years of tax returns, and sometimes even a year of your personal tax returns is well past 250. All right. And that's no different for US Bank, but they do have a good amount of different lines of credit. They have business equity lines. They have their cash flow manager, which is usually like a quick decision for up to 250,000, and then for like the greater than 250,000, kind of what I was talking about, where you'll need the full financial packet. That's this one right here, the business line of credit greater than 250,000. So they kind of got something for everybody. Depending on what your situation is and where your business is. And, they do SBA funding as well here at US Bank. So if you can qualify for SBA funding, which is typically you're going to need 2 years tax returns and all the things that we've been talking about, that will be an option for you as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can get those bigger numbers that people always see online, like the 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. Guys, if you can leverage your situation right, you don't need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 banks to get 100,000. You can get 100,000 or 150,000 from one bank. Okay, that's how this can work if you leverage your cards right. Because if you have the ability to get access to multiple credit products, that's how you can get 100,000 or 150,000 from one bank instead of you needing to try to stack 3, 4, or 5 banks. You can get the funds that you need from just one, right? And I promise you that makes life a lot easier if you can get the goals that you're trying to get to with one bank instead of dealing with 3 or 5. Now, US Bank also does business loans as well. You see kind of like the SBA, what I was talking about a little bit ago. They do regular business term loans. They do equipment financing, which I'm a big fan of. A lot of times people don't really know what their use case is for their business funding. And you have to know that, because a lot of times you may be needing equipment, but you're trying to get a business loan, right? That's not the right type of funding that you need. Equipment financing would be beneficial for you if you're trying to, get a printer, get a 3D printer. If you do t-shirts, like, whatever the situation is, you got to figure out what it is you're trying to use the business funding for, and then see which type of business funding you actually need, because there's more to business funding than just business credit cards. But they got a lot of different loans here. They got a quick loan, for 250 and under. Then they have the business term loans for 250 and up. Usually they do commercial real estate loans, like we mentioned, SBA as well. So they really got you covered for honestly everything. And so let's talk about a little bit of the data points here. US Bank is going to pull TransUnion in most cases for their credit cards. Usually everything else they will pull Equifax. You're gonna need at least a 700 plus credit score. I will say if you do have some other financials to show, you can kind of get away with a little bit of a lower credit score usually, but that just really depends. Again, I always preface to have at least above 700. No negative items, utilization looking good, all the things that we talk about on this channel. Now listen, if you already have a 700 plus credit score, you're tired of the guesswork, you're tired of trying to be enrolled in a YouTube university and figure this out on your own, you want to just get a one-stop shop custom funding strategy specifically built for you and your business, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment below. It's going to take you to a page where you can learn more about our Omni Growth Mentorship Funding Program. This is where we build you a custom funding strategy, work with you one-on-one, connect you to our vetted bank contacts, and help you get your business funded in under 30 days. So if that interests you in any way, go ahead and click the link in the pinned comment. It'll take you right over to that page. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go ahead and smash that like button if you enjoyed today's content. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications so you will be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you want to learn how I got over 500K in business funding by leveraging my 3-step Omni Growth strategy, go ahead and click the video that you see on the screen right now. It's going to take you to a recent video I did where I break down my entire Omni Growth strategy so you can learn exactly what it is and how it goes. So go ahead and click that video on the screen right now, and I'll see you in that one.